So let's continue. What were we studying? There was this text you were supposed to read and answer questions on. Okay, questions about no, not this. Ed, Will, and Ginger. Ed, Will, and Ginger. If you write this sentence, I met Ed, Will, and Ginger on the train. Okay, some people will say this sentence is wrong. Met के बाद will लगा दिए हैं आप. Trust me, if you don't get this reaction, I'll do whatever you say. At least 60, 50, 60% people, if you do this survey with, Bharati people, 50, 60% of them will say, will कैसा है इसके बाद, met के बाद will कैसा है? They will not think that will is a name here. And what would you call it? Colossal failure. Colossal failure. It's not just a failure. It's a colossal failure. It's a big, big failure. Colossal means easy. Let's read. Meet the singers. Yesterday I read the first part. The hat is soon full. The hat is soon full. My dear little kids, please, in front of my eyes, I always said to you and to your brother that you guys are sharp-minded boys, right? Remember, in the very beginning, because it's easy for me to notice who's, talking more logically, who's applying their senses, their common sense, and who is quick to learn things. It's easy for me to notice. It's not about how much you know; it's about how quickly you learn, right? And to be honest, I have to be honest here. I get fewer students who are quick to learn things. Majority of the students I have are slow learners. Okay, right now, for the first time in my life, I'm working with people who are very quick to learn. Majority of them, very quick to learn. Think about it. Look at all those people sitting at the back, except for that guy there. Even you are a sharp-minded person, but age becomes a disadvantage. Getting older becomes a disadvantage when you are learning a language. When you are 6, 7, 8, learning a language is somewhat easier. But when you are 15, 16, 17, it's always a bigger challenge. Are you connecting with me, you two there? Nasir Hussain, you're connecting with me? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to follow me? Okay, I hope so. I hope so. Shivan, dear Chair, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? Are you trying to understand what I'm saying? It's not necessary to understand, but try to understand. Okay? Ed, Will, and Ginger. Let's see. The hat is soon full. Soon word use करके बताना जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ उसको. Okay? He is short tempered. He is. इसको soon word से यही बात बताना है. बोलो. Yeah. Very good. Very good. हाँ बताओ भाई. Very good. Yes, beta. He is angry very soon. Okay. He gets angry very soon. He's short tempered. Any problem? Okay. He is forgetful. He is forgetful. Now say the same thing using the word soon. He is forgetful. He forgets things. Yes, exactly. Okay. Absolutely correct. So soon means clear. The hat is soon full. And the people of Petersfield look and feel happier. Why not happy? अच्छा happier होने से क्या फर्क पड़ा? Happier लिखने का मतलब क्या बदला? कैसे बदला? Happier लिखने से क्या मतलब बदला? और happy लिखने से क्या होता है? Yes, girl. Happier means more happy than before. Okay? Happier. Before the song, they were happy. Now they are happier. Okay. My video is on. Who is messaging? Atif. Sir, I'm waiting. Hasn't class started yet? Atif is here now. Atif is here. Sam, it's very likely to rain is fine. बारिश होने के चांसेस है, लेकिन तुमने लिख दिया वेरी अनलाइकली टू, उसके बाद फिर वर्ब तो लिखा ही नहीं, वर्ब तो लिखा ही नहीं. अनलाइकली टू डू व्हाट? ही इज अनलाइकली टू कम, आने के चांस उसके नहीं. तुम्हारा वर्ब किधर है? This weather is very unusual. This weather for March is very unusual. This kind of weather in March is unusual. Unusual is different. Unusual means something rare, something that doesn't happen again and again. You know the word unusual. You misunderstood this. The dress is very beautiful for its price. Lovely. Well done. The young boys were off to Wales. Okay, we're going to Wales. Very good. They are very young for marriage, not the marriage, for marriage. Okay, they are very young for marriage, or they're very young to be married, right? They are not old enough to be married. Okay, आप यहाँ पर ऐसे भी लिख सकते, they are too young to get married. They are too young to get married. They're too young to get married. It's very cheap for the quality you get, right? Very good. The quality of living is likely. What do you mean? This sentence is not a sentence even. Doesn't make sense. Okay. The quality of living is likely to get better. Is likely to get better. The quality of living is likely to get worse. मतलब living quality, life standard जो कहते हैं ना, quality of living मतलब समझो ना, the standard of living is likely to improve, मतलब बेहतर होगा. Technology is improving our standard of living. Meet the singers. Ed, 27, his brother Ginger, 25, and their friend Will, 26, are three young men who decided to leave their comfortable homes without any money or mobile phones. Ed, comma, 27. This is how we write in English. Ed is 27 years old. We are going to write more. Like, Vinay sir is a teacher. Okay? लेकिन विनय सर के बारे में कुछ जान डाल देना है. विनय सर 45 is a, इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? And he is a teacher. Okay? So you have a sentence, उसमें extra information डाल दो. Rajlakshmi is my student. Okay? Rajlakshmi is my student. अब Rajlakshmi, comma, 17, comma, is my student. ठीक है? अभी ये जरा सुनना. Rajlakshmi is a good girl. ठीक है? अब सुनिएगा. Rajlakshmi, comma my student, comma is a good girl. क्या हुआ? Rajlakshmi is my student and she is a good girl. अभी ये ट्राई कर सकते हो? Perfect. Inaya is the youngest girl in our class. Inaya, comma, 8, comma, is the youngest girl in our class. Now you are not only saying she's the youngest, you're also telling us her age. So this is how we give extra information about nouns. Patna is the capital of Bihar. Okay? अब पटना के बारे में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा जानकारी देना है. Patna, where Golghar is, comma, is the capital of Bihar. हो गया ना? तो आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं. Ed 27, his brother Ginger 25. यही सब मैंने हाईलाइट कराना है. अगर आपके पास क्षमता है सीख लीजिए. बाकी जब मैं आपको इतना लेट से सिखा सकता हूं तो जब राइट टाइम होता है 6ठे क्लास में 5वीं क्लास में तो सोचिए. Ed 27, his brother Ginger 25, and their friend Will 26 are 3 young men who decided to leave their comfortable homes without any money or mobile phones and walk around the whole of Britain in all seasons. They decided to leave their comfortable homes, decided to do something. They decided to do what? They decided to leave their homes. Your father decided to send you to this class. Right, beta? Your father decided to send you to this class. Right? Decide to do something. We decided to open a school. Right? Decide to do something. किसी चीज को करने का decision लेना. Okay? I have decided to stay single. I have decided to stay single. मैंने decide किया कि मैं single रहूंगा after being married for 18 years. A little too late. The decision is a little too late. Yeah. Decided to leave. Spelling beta. Leave. Leave. They decided to leave their comfortable homes. They decided to leave their comfortable homes without any money or mobile phones. They decided to leave their comfortable homes without any money or mobile phones. They said, we don't want any money. We don't want the mobile phone. We are leaving home. Normally, when people leave home, when people leave their home, then they take some money with them. They take their mobile phone with them. But these guys decided to leave their comfortable homes. It means their homes were not like a small house, a broken house, or a cottage, or a hut. No. They are comfortable homes. It means they were living a good life. They decided to leave their comfortable homes without any money or mobile phones and walk around the whole of Britain. And walk around the whole of Britain. इसको connect करना decide से बेटा. They decided to walk around the whole of Britain.
अनुराग काम पर होगा कॉल करने के बाद.
Atif, mute yourself. They decided to walk around the whole of Britain. Okay? They decided to walk around the whole of Britain. Yeah. इसीलिए ऑनलाइन क्लासेस सक्सेसफुल कम होते हैं क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि आप क्लास में है लेकिन नहीं है. ये चीज आपके साथ नहीं हो सकती. आप यहाँ आ गए हो तो आप क्लास में ही हो. अब बहुत चंट रहोगे तो भले ही इग्नोर कर सकते हैं पढ़ाई को बैठ के भी. राइट? अदरवाइज शम्स की तरह रहोगे तो शम्स बदमाशी किया ना, अभी बैठ रहा है सीधा बच्चे की तरह. डांट पड़ी उस दिन तो. शम्स, ओके?
यस सर.
ऑल ओके शम्स?
यस सर.
ये तूने तो मेरा एक्सपेरिमेंट ही खराब करवा दिया था. ओके. they decided to walk. They decided to leave their homes and they decided to walk around the whole of people can, the whole of Britain. Okay, people can decide to leave their homes and go and live somewhere else, but no, they decided to leave their homes and walk. Ayat is like, what? Why? Right? I'm confused. Why? Why? When you have a house, why would you leave it and walk in the street? This doesn't make sense. Okay, think about it. What kind of people can decide to do this? What could be the reasons? Use your imagination to think about the probable reasons. Maybe he went crazy, right? Pagla gaya. And then he decided that ghar mein nahi rahenge. Maybe he met a Babaji and Babaji said, life mein duniya mein kya rakha hai? Sab moh maya, to bola chal nikal le. Maybe it happens now. Some people leave their homes and go and become sadhu sant. Yeah, some people do that. For example, if you know the story of Mahatma Buddha, he was a prince. He was a Gautam. His name was Gautam. All right. And then something happened. One day, one night actually, he left his wife sleeping and his young son Rahul in the palace and left the palace. He was not a common man like you and me. He was a prince. He was the son of a king. And he said, I don't want this. I don't want to live in a palace. I don't want to become the king. I'm fine. And he started walking in the streets. Think about it. Why? Because he wanted to understand this world better. He thought whatever he was being told was not right. He could not understand the things his teachers told him. So he thought, I want to understand life on my own. And he left. And we all know what Buddha did, You will find people who believe in Buddha. However, it's a very big irony. Buddha said, life, Buddhism is the only religion where actually there is no religion in a way. There is no God. It's a godless religion. Oh. I understand that. I understand that. Uh, Buddha himself is the God. I know, I know. This is human beings' problem. We need a God. I told you the other day, perhaps, that some people feel uncomfortable with the idea that we are without God in this world, a bus without a driver. Okay. So some people can't live with that. So even though they are Buddhists, they believe Buddha was God himself. But then Buddha said, Buddha was a man. He was a prince. Okay. He himself said there is no God. So this is interesting that there is a religion which says there is no God. Okay, it's very interesting to learn about what Buddha said and Buddha's ideology. A lot of people believe he was the most clever person to walk this earth. Buddha was the most clever person, the cleverest person to walk this earth. His ideas, his thoughts, his preachings. He says, your desires are the mother of all the problems you have. What a lovely comment. You get rid of desires and you get rid of all the sufferings. Sufferings are born to desires. I mean, I don't know whether you are mature enough to appreciate the depth of this comment or not, but you suffer because you have desires. Anyways, these three guys also decided to leave their homes just like Buddha, but Buddha was different, okay? And they decided to walk around the whole of Britain. In all seasons, he decided to walk in all seasons.
He said, yeah, we will walk in the rainy season, we will walk in the summer season, we'll walk in the winter season. They decided to walk in all seasons, in good and bad weather. He said, doesn't matter. They said, doesn't matter the weather is good or bad, we will walk. Now Ayat is sure that they went crazy. Then what do you think? Everybody think about it. What motivated them to do this? There is a question later on in what do you think section. Why do you think the boys decided to leave their homes and do what they're doing? Why? Let's read. They are singing for their supper. खाना कैसे खा रहे हैं? गाना गा के खाना खा रहे हैं ये लोग. They are singing for their supper and sleeping anywhere they can find. They are sleeping anywhere they can find. In woods, in fields, and sometimes houses too, when people offer hospitality. When people offer hospitality, matlab hai, when people say, bhai, come to our house now. Why are you sleeping in the street? Please, please. You are our guest. Please, please sleep in our house. Then they sleep in houses too. So they sleep anywhere they can find. They don't have a fixed place that we will sleep this way. Sometimes they sleep in the woods. They sometimes sleep in the fields. And sometimes they sleep in houses when people offer hospitality. So offer hospitality means when you respect your guests, when you take care of your guests, that's called offer hospitality. India is very famous for its hospitality. For its hospitality. We offer our guests great hospitality. India is world famous for its hospitality. कुछ लोग लगेगा hospitality मतलब हॉस्पिटल की बात हो रही है, right? लेकिन इसका मतलब होता है कदर करना अपने मेहमानों की, है ना? That is called hospitality. Okay? If you have to rate your family, would you rate it above 8 or 9? Your family, do they offer great hospitality when guests come? Your family, your parents, your guardians, do they offer great hospitality to guests? Of course, I will definitely rate 9, at least 9. Okay, maybe 9, more than 9. Because whenever somebody comes to our house, we are like, okay, yeah, they deserve, like relatives, sometimes relatives, friends, sometimes our friends, when they come, we offer good hospitality. We offer them water, we offer them tea, we offer them sweets, we offer them samosas necessary accordingly, and we offer them place to sleep sometimes if necessary, you see. So we offer good hospitality because we are Indians after all, yeah. And Indians always offer great hospitality. Yeah, in India we say, Atithi Devo Bhava. Kya baat? Atithi Devo Bhava. Atithi means guest. Devo means devta. Bhava means होते हैं. यानी जो अतिथि आते हैं वो गॉड की तरह होते हैं, देवता की तरह होते हैं. उनकी रिस्पेक्ट की जानी चाहिए, उनको दुत्कारा नहीं जाना चाहिए. अतिथि देवो भव. So that attitude, that what can we say, value, value system was one reason why India suffered, because we thought that people who came from outside were nice people. We believed Atithi Devo Bhava. But बाद में देवों ने क्या किया? तू निकल, हमरा रह दे जा. देवताओं ने क्या करा? कहा कि तू निकल, हम रहेंगे तुम्हारे घर में, तू निकल. अतिथि देवो भवा. तो अतिथि राक्षसो भवा हो गया. देवो दानवो भवा. अतिथि दानवो भवा हो गया देवो भवा से. तो some things are great in principle. जैसे कि अगर कोई आपका दुश्मन मैदान छोड़ के भाग रहा है तो आप उसके पीठ पे वार नहीं करेंगे. ग्रेट प्रिंसिपल. उसका नुकसान सबसे ज्यादा किसको हुआ बताओ? अगर कोई भाग रहा है तो आप उसके पीठ पे वार नहीं करेंगे। इस प्रिंसिपल, इट्स अ ग्रेट प्रिंसिपल, कि कोई जान लेके भाग रहा है, आप उसे जंग बंद कर दिया उसने, तो आप उसके पीठ पे नहीं मारेंगे, यानी कि आप उसको खदेड़ के नहीं मारेंगे, आप छोड़ देंगे, जान भाग रहा है तो भागने दो। इसका सबसे बड़ा नुकसान किसको हुआ? किसको? कोई बता दे। पृथ्वीराज चौहान को बेचारे। एक बार तो भगा दिए उसको, अगली बार वो आया तो इतना बड़ा सेना लेके आया कि इन्हीं को लेके चला गया, उठा के बोला चलो बहुत दिन देखे तोरा। पृथ्वीराज चौहान। इट वॉज 1292. In 1291, the first attack happened, I think. And next year, 1292, the second attack happened. I'm not sure about the year, but I think it was 1292. Prithviraj Chauhan was taken to Afghanistan, and there he was assassinated. जैसे कहते हैं ना, हमेशा हिस्ट्री की कोई बात करोगे ना तो बहुत सारी कहानियां मिलेंगी। एक कहानी मिलेगा क्या, कि पृथ्वीराज चौहान ने शब्द भेदी बाण मारा और गोरी का आंख फोड़ दिया। राइट, बट it is something not cannot be confirmed with evidence. लेकिन इतना जरूर है, फर्स्ट वॉर पृथ्वीराज चौहान वन एंड द सेकेंड वॉर ही लॉस्ट। अब बताओ, जब वो भाग रहा था, अगर ये प्रिंसिपल में यकीन नहीं करते, कहते पकड़ के लाओ साले, राइट, तो क्या होता? दूसरा वॉर नहीं होता, फिर ये पकड़ा के नहीं जाते। तो सम प्रिंसिपल्स आर ग्रेट, बट इफ बोथ साइड्स अग्री टू द प्रिंसिपल, देन आई विल से कि हम न्यूक्लियर बम नहीं यूज करेंगे, और आपका प्रिंसिपल है कि हम न्यूक्लियर बम यूज करेंगे, तो फिर हर हाल में हमको हारना है कि नहीं? तो प्रिंसिपल्स शुड बी द सेम व्हेन टू पीपल आर फाइटिंग, दे बोथ शुड हैव द सेम प्रिंसिपल्स। Otherwise, if the principles are different, then somebody with greater principle will lose because his principles are greater. It will give an advantage to his enemy. हुआ कि रात में हमला नहीं करेंगे, दिन में लड़ाई करेंगे, रात में। और उसने बोला कि ना, रतवा में सुतल रहे तो मारो पकड़ के, तो कौन जीतेगा भाई? ऑफ कोर्स द वन हु डजंट बिलीव कि रात में हमला नहीं करना। तो प्रिंसिपल्स मस्ट बी द सेम फॉर बोथ द पार्टीज, अदरवाइज ज्यादा महान बनने के चक्कर में घर लुटा दोगे। ठीक है? व्हेन यू आर इन अ फाइट, व्हेन यू आर इन अ फाइट, डोंट ट्राई टू बी ग्रेट, try to win if you are in a fight. Otherwise, your family members will be suffering because of your fight. Anyways, where were we? When people offer hospitality means clear, मेजबानी करना, अच्छी मेजबानी करना, यानी कि इज्जत करना अपने मेहमानों की। When people offer hospitality, Ed and Ginger started singing with Will when they were all at school together in Canterbury. Ed and Ginger started singing with Will. Who are the two brothers? Which two are the brothers here? Ed and Ginger are brothers, right? And they started singing with Will when they were all at school. It means they are childhood friends. Ed and Ginger are brothers, and Will is their common friend. Okay, Will is friends with Ed, and Will is also friends with Ginger. And they were all at school when they started singing together. After school, Ed went to study art in Paris. After school मतलब शाम में 4 बजे के बाद हो सकता है उसका वो मतलब, लेकिन कॉन्टेक्स्ट रहना चाहिए, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आपने सर को बोला, सर आई विल कॉल यू आफ्टर स्कूल सर टुडे, आई हैव टू डिस्कस समथिंग विद यू। ठीक है? तो आपने क्या बोला है? 10 साल बाद कॉल करेंगे, जब स्कूल से निकल जाएंगे, है ना? ओके, व्हाट आर योर प्लान्स आफ्टर स्कूल, राइट? अगर 10वीं क्लास में हो, टीचर ऐसा बात कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या बोल रहे हैं? आज शाम 4 बजे के बाद क्या करोगे, है ना? बात समझ आ रही है? तो आफ्टर स्कूल, ओके, आफ्टर स्कूल Ed went to study art in Paris. He went to study art. उसने आर्ट की पढ़ाई करी. He went to study art in Paris and London. and became an artist. Ginger became a gardener. Ginger became and Will a bookseller. He became a bookseller. Okay. They were still friends. They were, ये सब बनने के बाद भी, they were still friends and liked walking together. They were still friends and liked walking together. Friends like walking together. Do you like walking with your friends? It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Walking together, talking to each other. Do you like walking with your friends? Yeah, that's the point. I was thinking that perhaps I asked the wrong person. You don't have friends, right? Your best friend is your sister. I know. She thinks of you as her best friend. Okay, do you have friends? Do you like being with them? Do you like walking with them? Do you like talking to them? It's so much fun, isn't it? The best thing is to sit down and talk to your friend in the classroom, right? When the teacher is teaching, in the corner, you and your friend keep talking to each other about all sorts of stories, and the teacher is teaching. This is the best one, right? But when the teacher is not in the class, then you talk. Okay. See, I got this reaction spontaneously. You guys can understand that. She gave me this reaction spontaneously. An 8-year-old girl, I made a situation and she responded to me. It's not like a repeated sentence she has said that she has been saying. So when you want to make children speak English, you don't need to give them a lifetime card, for God's sake. You need to give them the right thing so that they can develop an understanding. Do you think this girl will ever need a spoken English class when she's 20, 25? What are you talking about? She'll be teaching people, right? She'll be helping other people who won't know English. Talking about business gimmick. Gimmick means बेटा ऐसी चीजें जो सच में सक्सेसफुल अच्छी नहीं हो लेकिन दिखती हो तो बिजनेस गिमिक कुछ चीजें होती है जिसको जो लोगों को लुभाती हैं लेकिन सच में कुछ फायदा तो बिजनेस गिमिक है ये लाइफ टाइम कार्ड माई फुट लाइफ टाइम कार्ड आई मीन किसके दिमाग में इतना कीड़ा है बताओ मुझे कि तुम लोग जिंदगी भर इंग्लिश ही पढ़ते रहोगे जाके क्लास में कुछ काम नहीं करना लाइफ में जॉब वॉब नहीं करना जॉब नौकरी करोगे और इंग्लिश क्लास करने जाओगे XYZ इंस्टीट्यूट में you will keep growing. That's another thing, beta. Suppose you get into a multinational company, then you will have people around. You will be reading novels. My daughter reads novels. Okay, so when you're reading novels, when you're watching movies, you keep growing because you have already learned. हिंदी में भी वर्ड्स नहीं ऐड हो रहे तुम्हारे अभी भी तो ऐड हो ही रहे ना नए नए वर्ड्स ठीक है तो वैसे ही इंग्लिश भी ग्रो करती रहेगी बट नॉट इन एन इंस्टीट्यूट लाइफ टाइम कार्ड आई हर्ड अबाउट इट आई वाज लाइक व्हाट द हेक सेंसिबल पीपल आर टेकिंग इट सीरियसली लाइफ टाइम कार्ड मिल जाता है ना जब चाहेंगे तब क्लास ज्वाइन कर सकते हो व्हाट मींस तुम मान के चलो कि तुम नहीं सीखने वाले हो अभी फिलहाल दिस इज द लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन दैट यू नीड इट इन द फ्यूचर आपको मैं बोलूं कि आप जब चाहे STC में आ जाएंगे क्या के लिए क्यों आप मिलने आओगे ऑफ कोर्स बट आपको जरूरत पड़ेगी फिर से मेरी 5 साल 8 साल बाद ये कितनी बेकार वाली बात है तो फिर मैं अभी तो फेल कर ही जाऊंगा पक्का तो प्लीज अच्छे से सीखिए ये उन लोगों के लिए सही है जो शायद सिंसियर नहीं है बट दोज हु आर सिंसियर दे वांट टू हैव करियर टुमारो they are learning English they'll grow in English and then they will use this English to grow in their career and also they'll improve their English furthermore right चलो कंटिन्यू करते हैं so they after school Ed went to study art in Paris and London and became an artist Ginger became a gardener and Will a bookseller. They were still friends. अभी भी दोस्त थे वो still मतलब समझ गए they were still friends and liked walking together. I was in class 6 today and a student said I said nephew he said nephew means and I was like what 8 years could not help you learn the meaning nephew and I must tell you the student was not silly He is a sharp-minded guy. Aditya, his name is. He's a smart boy. He's clever. He's a quick learner. But if you never used a word, never heard a word, how are you going to learn it? Maybe it was in class, in the book, but children don't read the books line by line. They don't. They are not encouraged to do it. It will open a big can of worms. Open a big can of worms. Can matlab dabba, worms matlab केचुआ. Open a big can of worms matlab परेशानी का पूरा जखीरा खुल जाना, यानी बड़ी परेशान, बड़ी खराब सिचुएशन हो जाना. If something opens a can of worms, matlab beta, if you ask students to read line by line, जैसे हम लोग यहाँ कर रहे हैं, अगर सारे प्राइवेट स्कूल कहे कि सारे बच्चों को लाइन बाय लाइन पढ़ना है, ठीक है, सबसे पहली मुश्किल आएगी किसको पता है? स्कूल की. बच्चे इतने सवाल पूछने रहेंगे, ये वर्ड बताओ, ये वर्ड बताओ, ये लाइन बताओ, ये समझाओ. वो मुश्किल हो जाएगी. दे वोंट बी एबल टू डू इट बिकॉज वो फाउंडेशन नहीं होता. हाँ, शुरू से कराओ, बहुत अच्छी बात है. क्लास 1 से कराओ ये चीज. Then they will always, because you have 1 year to finish a book, to learn the things in the book. 1 year. 1 year is a lot of time. So, nephew, yeah, in class 6. You didn't know. They were still friends and and imagine, the child asked me. It means he's not somebody who keeps quiet. He asked me, sir, nephew means? It means he's somebody who likes asking questions. And still he didn't know the word nephew. What does it mean? He never got to hear it. Otherwise, he would have asked earlier. इतना बुरा बोलूं ना उतना कम है. I cannot really criticize them enough, especially in terms of English teaching. मैथ्स में तो टिक्का बना देते हैं, पिला पिला करके एकदम, but when it comes to English, you are on your own. When it comes to English, you are on your own. They were still friends and liked walking together. Walking together is great fun with friends. Walking with friends is great fun. I like walking. I still do. And I also like walking with my wife. But now she is very rude to me. I don't know why. I think she's becoming old. Okay. But weren't very happy with their lives. They weren't very happy with their lives. They weren't very happy with their lives. The boys were not very happy with their lives. One day, they had an idea. One day, they had an idea. एक दिन उनको एक आइडिया आया. कम लिखा ही नहीं है, कम मतलब आना होता है, वो लिखा ही नहीं है, लेकिन कोई टेंशन नहीं है. One day, they had an idea. Why don't we start walking and just not stop? मैंने जिस टोन में पढ़ा है ना, ऐसे बहुत कम टीचर्स मिलेंगे आपको जो पढ़ते हैं इस टोन में. मैंने सभी पढ़ा ना लाइन को. Why don't we start walking and just not stop? ये जो मेरा रिदम गया है, ये रिदम मैंने ऐसे पढ़ा इसको क्योंकि यही तरीके से ये बोला जाना चाहिए इंग्लिश में. अगर मेरी लैंग्वेज की समझ अच्छी नहीं होती तो मैं ऐसे पढ़ता, Why don't we start walking and just not stop? ऐसे. इसमें भी बच्चे खुशी रहेंगे. ठीक तो है. Why don't we start walking and just not stop? And so they did. और उन्होंने किया भी वही. What did they do? They started walking and just not stop. They didn't stop. Okay. Why don't we start walking and just not stop? They love the freedom and the simple life. So when you have this kind of life, you have to admit that there is so much of freedom. Because when you have a job, you have to live a routine life. You have to get up at a certain time so that you can get ready and go to work. You come home at a certain time. You have to go to bed at a certain time. Otherwise, next day you will be late if you go to bed late. And many more things. So you get a routine if you have work, if you go to 9 to 5 job. Ever since I started teaching at school, my life has become hard because I was so free with my classes. It never feels like work. You guys might have noticed it. the way I come here and interact with you, I don't feel I'm working. As long as I'm inside the class, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I have to upload the videos on YouTube. That feels like work to me. Sometimes I don't want to do it. But teaching never feels like work. Coming into the class and talking to the students is the best thing I do in my life. In my entire day, the easiest thing and the best thing I do is get into the class and talk to the children. Whether it is you or whether it is class 1 children or class 10 children, doesn't matter. I just love being with them in the class. This is the best thing for me. Everything else, even calling the attendance is headache for me. Even just uploading the video on YouTube is a headache for me. And sometimes I don't want to do it. But teaching, I never feel like, oh, I have to teach. Nah, it's okay. I have a rough voice. If you notice, my voice is a little, I will say, not so smooth today, not as usual today, because I've shouted a lot, and that's why last night. Now you shouted last night. Who did you shout with? Who were you shouting at? Not what you're thinking, not at family members. No. Oh, okay. They love the freedom and the simple life. They love the freedom and Hmm. They love the freedom. Now you might understand from this line why they weren't very happy with their lives before. There wasn't so much of freedom. Life wasn't very simple. What life is simple? Now think about it. Life 10,000 years ago, okay? 15,000 years ago, 8,000 years ago, 7,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago was what? Grow food, collect food, eat, make babies, walk, dance, sing. Dancing and singing are old things, right? People would move their body to have fun. They would find a big something and they would make a noise that they would call music maybe, and they would move their body to it. Or they would, if they could talk, I'm pretty sure they've been talking for 10,000 years. So they would sing maybe. So these are simple activities or not? Today, we are living a very complex life. Not very simple. We have so many things that we do today that we didn't do in the past. Even today, life in villages is much simpler than lives in cities. A lot of people get up in the morning, go to their fields, take care of the plants and their crops, come home, have their meals, go to sleep. Get up in the morning, go to the field, take care of their food, crops and stuff. Some of them have animals, they take care of the animals. They have their meals and they go to sleep. Sometimes they go buy their clothes, but they don't really have to check out their mobile for the notification every 10, 15 minutes. They don't have to pay, EMI online. What do you think? These are new headaches people have had. There was a time when life was not like this. When I was young, people went to school, studied there, came home and played. In the evening, they sat down for a couple of hours and studied. That's it. Life was simple. We met friends occasionally, those who lived around us. We played with them. Sometimes we went for a walk together. Nowadays, WhatsApping each other. Then they decide to go to eat pizza together once in a while when they have money. Otherwise, they're more happy just WhatsApping each other. They don't even talk to each other. They don't hear each other's voices. When do you become a closer friend? When you're texting or when you're talking to each other face to face? When do you develop a better bond? When you're talking face to face, you develop better bonds, listening to each other's voices, looking at each other's faces. You develop a bond. You see the person's pains, happiness, everything. But texting, WhatsApping, it makes sense. One day somebody else will be WhatsApping. You are getting to see the letters only. You're not getting to see the person. Where is the personal touch there? Where is life going, man? Old times were better. Okay. So walking and singing are simple human activities in a busy, stressful world. ये सब चीजें जब मैं पढ़ता हूँ ऐसा समझाता हूँ, आप ऐसे नहीं सोच पाते हैं ना, कभी कभी मानते हैं ना। यहाँ पर टीचर का रोल आ जाता है कि एक बात लिखी हुई है ना, मान ले तो बड़े लोगों के लिए लिखी है, ठीक है, इनको समझ जाना चाहिए। बट वेन यू आर टीचिंग a class 6 स्टूडेंट हिज बुक और हर बुक, class 7 स्टूडेंट हिज और हर बुक, तो ऐसी कई बातें होंगी जो टीचर एक्सप्लेन करे तो बेहतर पिक्चर बनती है। वो खुद पढ़े तो पढ़ते समझते हैं, बट दे डोंट रियली गेट द पिक्चर क्लियर, राइट। देखो, वॉकिंग एंड सिंगिंग आर सिंपल ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी। यस, वी हैव बीन वॉकिंग फॉर थाउजेंड्स ऑफ years. We have been singing for thousands of years. These are simple human activities in a busy, stressful world today. Are they not? And they make us happy. Have you ever sat down with 5, 6 friends and just sang? I'm pretty sure you have done it. You sit with your friends group and then you sing, then somebody else sings, and then you just enjoy life. I remember when I was in class 12th, I had a nice group of 6, 7 people. 3, 4 of them sang. I am not a good singer. I couldn't sing very well even back then, of course. And but still, sometimes I joined them while singing. I loved their company. Just listening to them is great fun. Didn't we feel happy yesterday listening to him? So even though you don't sing, you enjoy listening, don't you? And we had a great time. I mean, yeah, it is true. I didn't achieve a big career or something, but still, I wouldn't feel really bad about one thing. I didn't waste my life. I had all sorts of experience, good and bad, both. And all those things have given me, wisdom, I would say. I understand life a little bit. I'm ready to learn more. Of course, I'm only in my 40s. I'm going to learn a lot more in years to come. But there is a saying, if something doesn't break you, it makes you stronger. If something doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. All good and bad experiences help you improve. Just you need the right attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, then sometimes good experiences can also make you a bad person. Forget about bad experiences. Good experiences can also make you a bad person. Actually, good experiences make more bad people. If you don't have the right attitude. Yeah. I am talking cryptically a little bit. Okay, let's see. So guys, they sing in the streets. When they're walking, they sing in streets, pubs, and market squares. Sometimes people they meet teach them new songs. Sometimes people they meet teach them new songs. Who teaches new songs? अच्छा नहीं समझ में आया, पढ़ लेते हैं फिर से. They love the freedom and the simple life. Walking and singing are simple human activities in a busy, stressful world. They sing in the streets. They who? These 3 guys? They sing in the streets, pubs, and market squares. Sometimes people they meet teach them new songs. Who learns new songs? These 3 guys learn new songs from people they meet. When they're walking, they meet people, and these people teach them new songs. So they're getting new songs. When they, folk songs vary from one place to another, and they're walking. So when they go from one place to another, in that place, maybe there are new folk songs. And people tell them, हाँ हमारे यहाँ गाना होता है, ऐसे गा के सुनाते हैं. Then they learn the songs. Why are they doing this? It's a good question. People ask us, अच्छा थोड़ा वापस चलते हैं last line पे. Sometimes people they meet teach them. Who teaches them? People they meet. वो लोग जिनसे वो, हिंदी में वो जो के लिए बहुत बार वर्ड्स नहीं होंगे. देखो यहाँ पे people they meet, मतलब वो लोग जिनसे ये, ना वो का इंग्लिश है ना जिनसे का इंग्लिश है. अरे का people these 3 guys meet. बोलो, जिन लोगों को मैं पढ़ाता हूं वो लोग बड़े रिस्पेक्टफुल है मेरी तरफ. द पीपल आई टीच आर वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुल टुवर्ड्स मी. द पीपल आई टीच आर वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुल टुवर्ड्स मी। इजी है, समझ गए? चलिए दूसरा बोलते हैं। द पीपल आई स्टडी विद, वो लोग जिनके साथ हम पढ़ते हैं। द पीपल आई स्टडी विद, स्टडीड बोल देंगे तो जिनके साथ पढ़े थे। द पीपल आई स्टडीड विद, जिनके साथ हम पढ़ते हैं। द पीपल आई स्टडी विद। द पीपल आई लर्न इंग्लिश विद, मतलब वो लोग जिनके साथ हम, जरा सा ऐसे कुछ फ्रेजेस लिखिए और इसको ग्रुप में डालो प्लीज, अभी के अभी डालो। द पीपल आई स्टडी विद, द पीपल आई लर्न इंग्लिश विद। अब ये तो खाली नाउन है, ये सेंटेंस नहीं है ना, ये सिर्फ नाउन है ना। वो लोग जिनके साथ हम पढ़ते हैं, आगे क्या? वो लोग पागल हैं। कैसे बोलेंगे? द पीपल आई स्टडी विद आर वेरी नाइस, वेरी काइंड, वेरी इंटेलिजेंट। जो बोलना है बोलेंगे। आई लाइक द पीपल आई स्टडी विद। आप बोलेंगे द पीपल आई स्टडी विद आर ऑल ओल्डर देन मी। बोल सकते हैं द पीपल आई स्टडी विद आर ऑल ओल्डर देन मी। यस। The girls I love don't love me back. The girls I love don't love me back. मतलब समझ में आया ना? हम बहुत लकी आदमी, राइट? कैसे बोलेंगे? फिर से बोलिए। चलो ठीक है, ये भी चलेगा। Sometimes people they meet teach them new songs. Sometimes the students I teach me about life. ये लाइन समझ में आया? Students I teach me about life. Teach me new things about life. हाँ, कौन सीख रहा है? किससे सीख रहा है? हम सीख रहे हैं। किस? हाँ, दोनों सीख रहे हैं। उनको तो हम सिखा ही रहे इंग्लिश, और उनसे हम क्या सीख रहे हैं? अबाउट लाइफ। Why are they doing that? अब लोग इसको प्रैक्टिस कर लोगे ना? ओके। पीपल आस्क अस, लोग हमसे पूछते हैं। पीपल आस्क अस, पीपल आस्क अस व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस। अच्छा, लोग उनसे क्या पूछते हैं? व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस और व्हाई यू आर यू डूइंग दिस। सोचो, लोग उससे क्या बोलते होंगे? व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस। यहां क्या लिखा है उसने? पीपल आस्क अस व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस। इसी को कहते हैं नरेशन या इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच। मैं आपको एक सेकंड में सिखा रहा हूं, गौर से देखना। नरेशन, ठीक है? क्या लिखा है? पीपल आस्क अस व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस। लोग जो बोलते होंगे, क्या बोलते होंगे एग्जैक्टली? व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस, व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस। और यहां क्या लिखा है? पीपल आस्क अस व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस। लोग जब बोलते हैं तो इन तीनों को यू बोलते हैं, जब ये तीनों बोल रहे हैं तो अपने आप को वी बोल रहे हैं, है ना बेटा? देखो, पीपल आस्क अस व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस। उस बात को थोड़ी देर के लिए भूल जाते हैं, ठीक है? खाली इस बात पे ध्यान देते हैं कि कैसे काम हो रहा है। मैं दूसरा एग्जांपल देता हूं, ठीक है? वेयर डू यू लिव, वेयर डू यू, मैंने बोला वेयर डू यू लिव, है ना? कहाँ रहते हो? अब जिससे मैंने पूछा वो बोले किसे? सर हमसे पूछ रहे हैं, सर वॉन्ट्स टू नो, सर वेयर आई लिव। बोलोगे ना? बदला ना? और करके दिखाओ आसान वाला। इसलिए ये मत पूछो, अभी कुछ भी ग्रामर के बारे में मत पूछो, खाली दिमाग लगाओ कि हो क्या रहा है। ऑब्जर्व करो वर्ड्स कैसे बदल रहे हैं। योर सिस्टर इज वेरी क्लेवर। अब जाके बोलो, सर कहते हैं, सर सेज दैट माई सिस्टर इज वेरी क्लेवर। मैंने तो माई सिस्टर नहीं बोला था, मैंने तो कहा योर सिस्टर, लेकिन जिसको बोला था वो बोल रहा है, तो वो क्या बोलेगा? राजलक्ष्मी, योर सिस्टर इज वेरी क्लेवर। अब यही बात जाके तुम श्रेया को कैसे बोलोगे? सर कहते हैं, सर सेज, और तुम यही बात कैसे बोलोगे किसी को? सर सेज हर सिस्टर इज वेरी क्लेवर, राइट? इसलिए नरेशन जो है रूल से नहीं सिखाया जाता, प्रैक्टिकल समझ जाइए, अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ाइए, समझ आ जाएगा क्या होना चाहिए। कोई फर्स्ट पर्सन इस रूप में चेंज हो जाता है। आई रिमेम्बर वेर आई स्टडीड मैन। ओके, मैं बता नहीं सकता कि ये लोग कितने, मतलब रिस्पेक्ट है कि उन्होंने सिखाया मुझे, लेकिन ये भी सच्चाई है कि उनके पास इतना इमेजिनेशन नहीं था कि उस चीज को समझ के बता पाते। अरे यार, ये सब रूल्स बताने की जरूरत क्या है, मैं खुद पढ़ा हूँ रूल्स से, ठीक है? और मेरा दिमाग ऐसा था कि उसमें भी अपने स्टूडेंट, अपने क्लासमेट्स को छोड़ देता था पीछे, कहीं गलती नहीं होती थी। बट नाउ आई डोंट टीच दैट वे, बिकॉज मुझे समझ नहीं आता क्या जरूरत है। तुम तो ऐसे ही समझ गए, राजलक्ष्मी बोल दी कि हाँ ऐसे बोलेंगे। और सुनो, किसी ने कहा तुम्हें योर टीचर इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, ठीक है? और आप आकर के मुझे बता रहे, पता है सर मेरी दोस्त क्या बोलती है, माई फ्रेंड सेज। फैंटास्टिक, वेल डन, क्या बात है ना? ये ज्यादा सेंसिबल लगा यहाँ पे, है ना? इसलिए कोई लकीर के फकीर बनने से फायदा नहीं है कि ये इसमें बदलता है वो उसमें बदलता है। समझ है, वो उसे वर्ड्स निकलेंगे सही। समझ बनाने की तरफ काम करिए। I met a teacher today of another school teaching. She teaches English. So she was young and nice. So she was very respectful. She told me how she teaches her students. She teaches grammar separately, writing skills separately, books separately, and so on. So separate. मेरा तो स्टोरी चलता है, उस स्टोरी में सब कुछ। अभी आपको राइटिंग स्किल्स में बताया कैसे एक सेंटेंस में एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन डालना है कॉमा लगा के। उसके लिए कोई अलग राइटिंग इंग्लिश की क्लास नहीं चाहिए। हाँ, एक्सरसाइजेस चाहिए होंगे, बट यू डोंट नीड अ सेपरेट पीरियड कि उसी बात पे फोकस करेंगे। अगर आप एक आदमी के हाथ पैर अलग अलग करके कहेंगे हम इसको समझना चाह रहे हैं, तो आपसे बड़ा बेवकूफ कोई नहीं होगा। आप उसको जान मार दिए। समझना चाह रहे हैं आप, तो इंग्लिश को जान मारते हो जब आप इंग्लिश को अलग अलग करते हो कि ये पार्ट नहीं। यू मस्ट हैव a text. You must have a conversation and then understand everything about English in that conversation, in that text. जहां आपने सेपरेट करा सब खत्म कहानी, स्टोरी इज ओवर। और सारे बच्चे इस तरह से पढ़ते हैं, रिजल्ट भी आपको दिखता ही है क्या हो रहा है। लेट्स कंटिन्यू। People ask us why we are doing this, and we don't really have an answer. We don't really have an The three guys don't know why they're doing it in Aya. They don't know. We make guesses about why they're doing it. Even they don't know why they decided to do it. They're saying we don't really have an answer. When you do something crazy like this, you can't explain it to anybody. It just comes, it was in their mind. They had an idea. One day, they had an idea. Why don't we, because they enjoyed walking, so they said, why don't we just keep walking without stopping at all? हाँ, let's चल यही करते, चल चल निकल कल घर से। And they did it. Imagine tomorrow 3 of you guys or 4 of you guys here decide to do something similar. मेरे घर पर तो पुलिस आ जाएगी दोस्तों। घर पे गार्जियन लेके आएंगे, यही सिखाया था मास्टर ये सब करने के लिए, कहानी पढ़ाया था, बच्चा मेरा इंस्पायर्ड हो गया, मैं घर छोड़ के चला गया। Well, I do very good acting of crying. What do you say? Yeah? All right. I'm just waiting to be discovered by Subhas Ghai or Mahesh Bhatt or Mahesh Manjrekar or somebody. Please give me a role. कितने दिन ये सब बोरिंग काम करूंगा टीचिंग वाला, मुझे एक्टिंग करनी है। Yeah, we don't really have an answer, says Will. It's a great life. थोड़ा बहुत समझाने की कोशिश करता है। It's a great life. ये अच्छा जीवन जीने का। अच्छा देखो बेटा, ग्रामर पढ़ने वाले लोग पढ़ते हैं लाइफ इज एन अनकाउंटेबल नाउन, ये वो, ठीक है। देखो, ये सब चीजें ऐसे नहीं पढ़ने की। एक सही उम्र पहुंचोगे ना, अगर वहां तक भी मैं साथ रहा तुम्हारे, ठीक है, तो आई एक्सप्लेन। लाइफ हैज टू मीनिंग्स। लाइफ मीन्स माई लाइफ, योर लाइफ, वन मीनिंग, एंड लाइफ मीन्स लाइफ, the idea of being alive, right? So when we say इसका life नहीं ज्यादा, इसका life नहीं ज्यादा means how long something will work. Similarly, human beings, so life in some way is uncountable because it's an abstract idea. It's an abstract. Abstract means समझते हो ना कि मतलब उसका कुछ body नहीं है, तो life उसका plural क्या करें? Life, okay? But when I say my life, your life, ठीक है, तो इट्स अ ग्रेट लाइफ, इट्स अ, तो यहाँ ग्रेट लाइफ मीन्स अ ग्रेट वे टू लिव। इट्स अ ग्रेट लाइफ मतलब बेटा इट्स अ ग्रेट वे टू लिव। ये जीवन जिंदा होना ये वाला लाइफ नहीं है, ये जीवन जीने का तरीका है ये लाइफ। एवरीबडी वांट्स ए कंफर्टेबल लाइफ, बोलेंगे ना सर? एवरीबडी वांट्स ए, यहाँ पर ए क्यों बोल रहे हैं? क्योंकि ये, अच्छा, अगर आप लोग को यकीन नहीं होता, बार बार बोलता हूँ, जब भी बोलता हूँ इस तरह की बात, वहां कहीं नोट कर लेना कि ये चैलेंज वाले। मुझे पता है इनके सोचने के तरीके, क्यों? मैं खुद विक्टिम रहा हूं ना लंबे समय तक इस टीचिंग सिस्टम का। मेरे को इस सेंटेंस में एरर दिखेगा। इस सेंटेंस में अगर मुझसे आज 15 साल पहले अगर आप मेरे पास सेंटेंस लेके आते, तो मैं बोलता इसमें एक एरर है, ए नहीं लगाओ। क्या मैं बोल रहा हूं? मैंने कहा एवरीबडी वांट्स ए कंफर्टेबल लाइफ। कुछ लोग कहेंगे ए मत लगाओ। मैं क्यों? लाइफ अनकाउंटेबल नाउन है, ठीक है सर, एकदम सही है। एवरीबडी वांट्स ए कंफर्टेबल लाइफ। It's a great life, and we are learning so much on our journey. We are learning so much on our journey. This is how they're defending their decision. They're saying we have done the right thing. It's a great life, and we are learning so much on our journey. I agree. Anything you do, if you're a sensible person, you will keep growing, keep learning. Even if you go and join the robbers group and you start robbery, and if you're a sensitive person here, you will learn so many things. You have to be a dumb person to live life for a long time and not learn things. No matter what you do, you work as a police inspector or you are in a group of thieves, doesn't matter. You will learn and grow as a person. आपके पास बताने के लिए चीजें होंगी अगर आपने जीवन जिया है तो। So I value wisdom, I value experience of life, because every day you spend in this world, no matter what you're doing, you are learning and growing. You're breathing, you are learning and growing. Provided matlab, on the condition that you are a sensible person. People like you, Ayat beta, will continue to grow. Even in your 30s, 40s, will continue to grow. I know it. Because you're observing things. आप हो छोटी सी, आपके दिमाग में बहुत सी बातें रहती हैं, आप बोलते नहीं होंगे उनको, लेकिन जब टाइम आएगा ना तो आप बहुत बढ़िया बोलेंगे। जब आपको लोग सुनेंगे, अभी तो बहुत लोग कह देंगे छोटी सी बाबू है, हटाओ दो इसके बात कर। आई रिलेट टू हर अ लॉट। When I was a young child, I used to be quite, she is more confident than me, I used to hide, stay somewhere, like I didn't sit at the back, but I didn't have the confidence to, really keep looking at my teacher. I didn't have that confidence. I would look at my teacher as long as he's not looking at me. If he looked at me, then I would, somehow break the gaze. Hello? Why are you calling me for this? Who? Oh, okay. Ask him to wait for a couple of minutes. Okay? I'll finish the class and talk to him about how much work has finished. Okay. It's a great life and we are learning so much on our journey. इसलिए मुझे गुस्सा आया था उस दिन इस पे, शम्स पे, मैं इस बात पे यकीन करता हूं कि कोई कहीं है बैठा हुआ, सांस ले रहा है, सेंसिबल है, तो वो ग्रो कर रहा है, सीख रहा है। और वो मेरे को ऐसा सेंटेंस लिख के भेजा, मैंने कहा ये क्या ही कर रहा है ये लड़का, ये तो इससे बेहतर तो ये ना होता मेरे क्लास में बैठा। आई बात समझ में? ये मेरी प्रिंसिपल है भाई कि लाइफ इज ऑल अबाउट लर्निंग। यूर लर्निंग, यूर सिटिंग, एज लॉन्ग एज यूर रिलैक्स्ड। व्हेन यू आर स्ट्रेस्ड आउट, इट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, यू नो, स्पेशली स्किल्स एंड ऑल। यू लर्न बेटर व्हेन यू आर मोर रिलैक्स्ड। इसलिए मैं कोशिश करता हूं आपको किसी को भी रश ना करूं। अब आप इसमें आप कहेगा हमको मतलब ही नहीं है, अब इतने ही आप गए गुजरे हैं कि रूम में बैठ गए हमको मतलब नहीं, तो फिर मैं क्या ही कर लूंगा आपको? कोई सेल्फ मोटिवेशन ना हो आपके पास तो मुझे मतलब ही नहीं। मतलब होना मतलब क्या होता है कि आप कोशिश कर रहे हो कि सर क्या बोल रहे हैं, बस जानने की कोशिश करना, दैट्स ऑल। बिकॉज आई विल कीप रिपीटिंग दोज वर्ड्स, दे विल स्टार्ट टू मेक सम सेंस। यहाँ जो भी बच्चे आते हैं उस लेवल के रहते हैं कि वो धीरे धीरे ग्रो कर जाए। नाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड शम्स व्हाई आई वाज सो अनॉयड? You have to understand this, Shams. Their families worry about their futures, which is natural, I think. Any family would worry. Their families worry about their future. क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग? What will happen in the future? They are walking around begging. In a way, they're begging. They're beggars, to be honest. They are begging for their supper. They're singing for their supper, but basically they are begging. If somebody comes in our streets and sings songs and says they do, so we call them beggars, not singers. Their families worry about their futures, but they don't. They don't worry. They say our future is fine. Last year, they started a website. When you are educated and you become beggars, then this is what happens. Last year, they started a website. They started a website last year. It's not that they are begging and eating and that's all. They started a website last year. What is the website called? देखो comma देकर के नाम लिखा है, www.awalkaroundbritain.com. What a name. And they made a CD of 16 of their songs. They also made a CD of 16 of their songs. 16 folk songs together in one CD. They made a CD. This year, they are going to make podcasts to tell more stories of their walks. Podcast देख ही रहे आप लोग? आजकल तो podcast बहुत common है. So this year they are going to make podcasts to tell more stories of their walks. When they walk, things happen, interesting things happen. So they will talk about those experiences, those events in their podcast. And they are going to make another CD, intention, plan. They are going to make another, एक और CD बनाने वाले हैं. They are going to make another CD. They also plan to start a charity. अब देखो, अब खुद दे पैसा देंगे, वो भीख ले रहे थे ना, ये देंगे, चैरिटी करेंगे. They are going to start a charity. They also plan to start a charity. कौन कहता है भिख मंगे हैं? भिख मंगा भिख देता है. They are going to start a charity to help traditional country activities. To help traditional country activities. Country activities means things we do in villages or things we do in cities. Things we do in villages, country activities, like going to the disco, like, going to the nightclub, right? Like going to the casino. These are traditional country activities. चेक करना जरूरी ना, पीछे से देखो सदाकत हाँ बोल रहा है, ठीक है, ऐसे ऐसे पूरा ड्रामा कर रहा है कि हम पूरा समझ रहे हैं. टोपी उतार के मारूंगा तुम्हें, समझ में आया? ऐसे ऐसे करता है ड्रामेबाज. किसको ठग रहा है? अपने आप को कि मेरे को? बेवकूफ, किसको ठग रहा है? अरे आराम से बैठा रहा, एक आख वर्ड बीच में पकड़े है ना. ही इज प्रिटेंडिंग दैट ही इज गेटिंग मी. देखा भी ने करा ना एक्सपोज, ने कहा जैसे going to night clubs, going to casinos, these are traditional country activities. हाँ बेटा, हाँ एकदम, और इससे जा लल्लूला. अपने दुश्मन की दो जरूरत ना है तुझे यार, अपना इतना बड़ा दुश्मन है तू. देखा उसको समझना नहीं कि कौन सा वर्ड बोल रहा है, कौन सा वर्ड बोल रहा है, खाली दिखावा करने बैठा वहां सामने बैठ के। अब ये शम्स अलग होगा उसका रिजल्ट। सोचो, अगर वो थोड़ा देर भी कोशिश करता है कि कुछ सुनना है, हमको समझना है, दूसरा दिन तुम्हारी वोट लगा रहा हूं तुम्हारे इस तरीके के लिए। हेलो, हाँ कौन? गुड़िया, हाँ बोलिए ना। हम विनय बोल रहे हैं, किससे बात करना है? मम्मी नीचे है, तबीयत खराब है। मम्मी नीचे है, दे दे, फोन दे दे क्या उनको? हम 2 मिनट में आपको दे देते हैं, ठीक है? हम्म, आइए मैं दे ही के आता हूँ, ठीक है? बेटा दे ही दो क्या करूं, मेरी मम्मी को बैठ कर मैं होगी बगल वाले रूम में। तो ये सदाकत, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है। तुम बेवकूफ हो कि तुमको लगता है इस सब चीज करने से कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा। ठीक है, तुम यहाँ आते हो, रोज 1.5 घंटे बैठते हो, तो सीखने की कोशिश करोगे ना, कि एक आध वर्ड मेरे को कैच हो जाए, कुछ बोल रहे हैं, उतना काफी है। ये ड्रामा करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं थी। आई बात सुनने, तुम यहाँ आए ही हो सीखने, ये नहीं बताने कि हमको आता है सब कुछ। तो क्या जरूरत थी ये सब करने की? क्यों पूरा सिर हिला रहे थे हर बात पे? क्यों कर रहे थे? क्या मिला? इतने, मैं घटिया वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूं, इंसान बना दिया है तुम्हें स्कूलिंग सिस्टम ने, कि तुम अपने आप को इंसल्ट कर रहे थे बैठ के वहां पे। तुम्हें लगा मैं तुम्हारे इस तरीके के ये चीज से मैं सोचूंगा कि तुम बहुत अच्छे स्टूडेंट हो? इडियट, क्या कर रहे थे तुम? दोस्तों, आप में से किसी को ऐसा प्रेशर लेने की जरूरत नहीं है कि हाँ आप समझ रहे सारा कुछ। नहीं, आप नहीं समझते, इट्स ऑल राइट। आप मेरे 10 बात में आधी बात समझते हैं, वो आधी बात आपकी अर्निंग है, उसको रखिए पास पास में कि चल ठीक है, ये आधी बात मैंने सीखी, मेरे को ये वर्ड समझ में आया, शायद ऐसा कुछ कह रहे थे, बस। कैसे हो यार तुम? क्यों करोगे ऐसा? अभी पीछे बैठा होता है, आगे बैठा तो लोग उसको देख रहे होते तो ये प्रेशर बनता है। आराम से बैठा है तो बैठा रहता, समझने की कोशिश करें कि हम कौन सा बात समझ पा रहे हैं। सोचो इस बात को, मैंने जानबूझ करके ये किया था ना। ट्रेडिशनल कंट्री एक्टिविटीज लाइक गोइंग टू द डिस्को, गोइंग टू द कैसीनो। क्या करते यार? ऐसा ना करो, अपने दुश्मन मत बनो, हम तुम्हारे दोस्त हैं सिखाने के लिए। और हम मानते हैं कि तुम्हें इंग्लिश नहीं आती, हम तुम्हें सिखाना चाहते हैं। तुम प्रिटेंड कर रहे हो, दिखावा कर रहे हो कि मेरे को सब समझ में आ रहा है। किसके लिए? तुम्हारी गर्लफ्रेंड भी यहाँ नहीं बैठी है, होती तो उसको इंप्रेशन डालने की बात कर रहे होते तुम। वो भी नहीं है, तो फिर किस बात के लिए? मुझे पता है उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड का नाम वैसे, ठीक है? वो भी यहाँ नहीं है, मुझे पता है, सब कुछ मुझे पता चल जाएगा, ठीक है? तो ऐसा ना करो, बेवकूफ मत बनो दोस्तों। वी विल कंटिन्यू टुमारो। आप क्या करोगे? रीड द टेक्स्ट अगेन, एंड वेर एवर यू फाइंड चैलेंजेस वी विल डिस्कस देम टुमारो। एंड प्लीज डिस्कस व्हाट डू यू थिंक सेक्शन विद योर फैमिली। व्हाट डू यू थिंक सेक्शन विद योर फैमिली। आप अपने फैमिली से डिस्कस करेंगे क्या? व्हाट डू यू थिंक सेक्शन। उनको कहानी बता देना, और उससे उनसे पूछना राय, क्या सोचते हैं वो। व्हाट डू यू थिंक, आपकी क्या राय है, आप क्या सोचते हो, आपको क्या लगता है। वी विल कंटिन्यू टुमारो। बाय।